For the first time after some 4,300 miles, Gaston Raillet gets to relax for a day, studying the road book for the next legs of the rally. He knows there is no help for him out there, and that even the slightest chance of his getting lost could lead to elimination. The previous year's number 2 has been held up by technical defects, which does not mean a lot at the halfway mark of this leg. Plus, he still has his water carriers at his disposal. And how is Gaston Raillet feeling? For me, the race through the Tenerife Desert was very good. I did not have that many problems after the start. We had some problems. We were unlucky. At this moment, we have a good position coming out of the Tenerife race. And I think we have a good chance to get an even better position in the next leg. Was the Tenerife Desert difficult for you? Was it a strain on your endurance? Yes, it was difficult, since it is a longer race leg. Yesterday we had 745 miles, and it is tough through the sand, a tough race. Especially after we've done some 3,100 miles, and this day was very, very difficult. Where does this man get the strength, all alone, and depending on himself only, to fight like this? Throughout the next 2 legs, via Gao to Tombouctou, Gaston Raillet on his BMW managed to get even closer to the man in the lead, Pico. However, the competition was not sleeping either, with the teams of Honda and Yamaha breathing down Raillet's neck. Olivier on his Yamaha emerged especially strong. And surprisingly, making his way to the front again is Hubert Oriol on his Cagiva. Only the most optimistic of journalists has bet on Raillet to win again. But he said, we will know the result at the finish line, and that's still far away. The drivers barely got to take in the adventurous attractions of Tombouctou, formerly known as Timbuktu. The race pushes the drivers to the limits of their endurance. The equipment slowly breaks down. The number of dropouts increases. By this point, the initial lineup has shrunk to a third. Then Mauritania had its own set of surprises in store. Next morning, the new starting lineup. Among the first, Hubert Oriol, who is just waiting for his chance. Gaston Raillet is fully aware of that, knowing that he has to remain on the lookout. The Mauritanian Desert. Here, the organizers came up with a very special treat. They sent the participants into the areas that had never seen vehicles before, let alone motorcycles. At first, there's a discernible racetrack, but it soon disappears. Gaston Raillet steers the BMW R80 GS at an unbelievable speed, and it runs reliably like clockwork. Very few drivers could keep up this pace, trying to hold their position and hoping for dropouts within the top ranks. And then it happened. Gaston Raillet got lost, arriving with a delay of 2 hours at the leg's destination. Big disappointment among the team members, but then, like a blessing, the news that the man in the lead, Pico, had gotten lost as well, also arriving with a delay of 2 hours. The previous distance between the two was still intact. But then another scare. Oriol has gained on Rayet, and now there are only 16 minutes between them. The last legs of the race, from Mauritania to Senegal, and then on to the finish line in Dakar. There were some battles for the mid-range rankings. Then the surprise. Pico, in the lead, dropped out due to engine failure. Rayet, with his BMW, was now in the lead. But Dakar had not been reached quite yet. Olivier set himself apart from the bulk of Yamaha racers, trying to catch up to the leading Rayet. Even Hubert Oriol on his Cagiva was determined to gain on Gaston Rayet during the final stretch of the race. But it was not enough. An engine defect threw him back some 5 hours. With the cheering of several thousands on the beach in Dakar and a lead of over 50 minutes, the king of the desert, Gaston Rayet, races towards the finish line. Olivier on Yamaha comes second. It was the second time that the 34-year-old Belgian Rayet won the Paris-Dakar Rally on a BMW. And it was the fourth win of this gigantic race for BMW, with Gaston Rayet exclaiming at the finish line, "This was the toughest race of my life, but I am happy."